My brother, the favorite son, always had everything. An Ivy League scholarship fully paid for, a brand new BMW when he turned 17, and by 21, a guaranteed position in our father's company. During a family barbecue, he overheard me casually mention that I had just bought my third property, and he completely lost it. He threw his drink across the yard, my mom burst into tears, and that's when my grandfather said something that made everyone go silent. I got used to being the background character in my own family. Ryan was the story everyone wanted to tell. The scholarship, the car, the perfect jawline, the girlfriend who called my mom second mom. I played along because that's what you do when you're the daughter who doesn't want to cause trouble. But things changed when I started working for myself. I wasn't supposed to do better than Ryan. Not financially, not emotionally, not in any way. Yet somehow, I did. Slowly, quietly, I built something that was mine. 3 small properties. Nothing huge, but enough to make me feel safe for the first time in my life. The day everything exploded was a Sunday barbecue at my parents' house. The kind where everyone wears pastel colors and pretends to be fine. Ryan had just arrived in his new suit. He never misses a chance to look like a magazine cover. And I was sitting near the grill talking to our cousin about interest rates. I mentioned casually that I'd closed on my third property the week before. I didn't mean it as a flex. It just slipped out. Ryan froze. I could see his smile fade like someone had unplugged it. He asked what I meant, and I said, just a small rental place in Denver. Next thing I knew, he tossed his drink across the yard. The glass shattered near the patio. Everyone stopped. Mom gasped and ran toward him like he'd been shot. Dad shouted his name, but Ryan just glared at me, like I'd stolen something sacred. Mom started crying, saying something about how I didn't need to make him feel small. Ryan muttered under his breath that I'd probably cheated my way into everything I owned. And then Grandpa, who rarely spoke at all, stood up from his chair and said something that froze the air. He looked straight at Ryan and said, "You should be careful throwing tantrums about money that isn't yours." The yard went dead silent. Even the grill stopped sizzling. Mom whispered, "Dad, what are you talking about?" Grandpa didn't answer. He just stared at me, not Ryan, like there was something he wanted to say but couldn't yet. And in that moment, I realized that the balance in our family had just shifted, and I had no idea why. No one spoke for a full minute after Grandpa said that. It was like the air got heavier, thick with something that didn't belong at a family barbecue. Ryan looked pale. Mom's hands were shaking, and even Dad, who usually brushed off any kind of drama, looked like he didn't know where to stand. I tried to laugh it off. I asked Grandpa what he meant, half expecting him to make one of his weird old man jokes, but he didn't. He just looked at me again, his eyes a little sad this time, and said, "Ask your father." Then he went back to cutting his ribs like he hadn't just thrown a grenade into our family. I turned to Dad, but he avoided my eyes. He told everyone to sit down, said Ryan was just tired, that we should all eat before the food got cold. Nobody bought it. Ryan stormed inside, slamming the screen door so hard the frame rattled. Mom followed him, crying. The rest of us sat there, pretending to chew, while Grandpa quietly finished his meal. Every sound felt too loud. The crunch of his fork, the rustle of napkins, my heartbeat pounding in my ears. When I finally went inside, Ryan was pacing the kitchen, saying things like, "She doesn't deserve any of this," and "You said I'd get it first." Mom kept telling him to lower his voice, but he didn't care. When he noticed me standing there, he stopped talking. The silence that followed felt personal. He just glared and said, "You have no idea what's going on." He was right. I didn't. But the way Mom looked at me, scared, like I'd stumbled onto something dangerous, told me this wasn't just about money. I went home early that night. I told them I was tired, but the truth was, I couldn't stand the way they were looking at me, like I'd broken some rule I didn't even know existed. The next morning, Grandpa called me. His voice was rough, like he hadn't slept. He said, "Emily, come by the house." Alone. When I got there, he was sitting on the porch with a box on his lap. A small wooden one, old enough that the hinges looked rusty. He didn't